Good afternoon, folks. It's Monday afternoon. We're just coming towards the European market close here at 20 past 4 in the UK. Just have a look at the S&P. This is the S&P 500. We'll start with this one. This is a 4-hour chart, and it's looking like we want to come up and test it. It's looking like it's running out a bit of steam to me to the upside. We've got this ABCD completing here. We've got the ABCD off the low we made back in mid-June there. We've taken the high out here. This is actually it's a bit of an irregular shape, but it's actually a butterfly pattern X, A, B, C, D to where we are now. And if we can we get up to say this 1.27, there's a nice 3 drives to a top pattern there as well. If you take it from this high we've made here, that'd be drive 1, drive 2 and drive 3 would be coming up somewhere in this area. That would be just about spot on. So I think we could be running into a little bit of headwind here on these equity markets. The patterns are complete. We've had a good run, and we're also coming into what you'd call as a seasonal bearish time. So any move back below 3200, folks, is setting up a bit of a correction. And we could quite easily do what we did over here on this BC swing. Could quite easily do a correction of this sort of order. That's going to take us down to maybe 200. 150, 200 points on the S&Ps without any trouble at all, and that wouldn't change the current uptrend, would it? There's an indicator that I do use occasionally, especially when markets are trading at the highs. I'll just put the ABCD pattern. Seem to want to go back, does it, for whatever reason? It's having a... No, I don't want to play. And that's the RSI, if I can get it to come on. The relative strength. So you can see there's a little bit of divergence creeping in here. If you scroll it back a little bit, we've got a bit of time symmetry as well between these tops. But if you look at these have been making lower highs since the highs were made over here, and the RSI has been, so we're getting falling RSI and rising price. So that's something, a bit of divergence to be aware of there as well, that could come into play. Often that's a leading indicator, so keep a close eye on that. If we have a quick look at the German DAX now, the German DAX, here we go. You can see that's actually broken through the 13,000 today. The question remains: is it a breakthrough to keep going, or have we just come to kiss it goodbye and then we start lower? So that's going to be the interesting. Yeah. So there's double top up here, so you've got to be aware of a false break. There's a 3 drives to a top forming here as well. Drive 1, drive 2, drive 3. You've got the ABCD pattern there as well, coming in from the low we made down here. So that looks like that's another butterfly, isn't it? There's your ABCD off that swing. We've just gone a little bit beyond it, so that's another butterfly pattern there completing. Could be 3 drives to a top. So keep an eye on these, folks. We're getting a little bit... again, if we look on the 4-hour, I think we're seeing a little bit of divergence on the relative strength as well. Just zoom in on it a little bit. Yeah, there's a bit of slight divergence. You've got the highs over here. We've made new highs, but your RSI's way down here, isn't it? So it was up over 80, way over 80 back at these highs over here, and then since then the momentum's been falling. We did correct, and keep a close eye on this is the benchmark. I did mention this last week. This is the Hang Seng. What's interesting about this is the fact that we've got this 135 pattern on the Hang Seng, which is on the weekly chart. I think it's stayed on here. Yes, we've got this 135 with time symmetry coming in last week. We sold off. This is an interesting higher, because if this works, it sets up another A, B, C, D to the downside. So we need to be careful on that. You've got the 135 lower tops pattern, so this downtrend's still intact. And all we've done here, we've made a Gartley pattern, the ABCD, which is exactly what we did over here. We had a perfect A, B, C, D, and then we started lower, and see where it's like a shooting star, follow through to the downside. We've already been lower this week. It's trying to push back a little bit, but so we are seeing a bit of bit of weakness there. So keep a close eye on these, folks. The Dow's already already down today. Yeah, the Dow's down 23, the S&P's is up 10, which is there's a divergence there. So one of them's right and one of them's wrong. That is my guess. Quickly bring the Dow up, if it'll come up. Trying. Here she comes. Here she comes. So again, we look at the 4 hour. And yeah, your ABCD's complete there. We've got what we call a Twin Towers reversal pattern. And we're already starting to look as though we want to be a lower price here, don't we? We've taken out this key low. So let's close the gap. Early days yet. I mean, you could either there's 135 to the upside pattern there. So we'll have to wait and see what unfolds, but watch out for a bit of weakness coming in the next few weeks is what I'm seeing. This is another ABCD pattern complete there. So that's a butterfly pattern into there, isn't it? And a Gartley, of course, a Gartley on the Dow, because the Dow hasn't taken out the highs. So okay, folks, that's what I'm seeing in the equities on this Monday night. So take care and trade safely, and speak to you again soon. Bye for now.